Okay, here we go. Alright, welcome back everybody. You're watching the Premier League Season 3. My name is TriumphantMan and I will be casting Fnatic Raidcall on the Radiant side, and they will be up against Meteor Makers on the Dire. Now this will be a best of 3 series, game number 1 in a best of 3 series. And we're in for a good one. And I should just mention, if you are watching this VOD, at this point in time, currently, in Captain's Mode, the Centaur War Chief and, who was it, Silencer, are not available. So, keep that in mind. But straight up, we do have Jakiro banned. Alright, Jakiro is the first ban there, followed up by a Batrider. Kind of expecting Darkseer to disappear. I'm kind of expecting Meteor Makers to ban Darkseer in a moment as well, if Fnatic don't do it themselves. Of course, the little purple cookie monster is incredibly powerful in this metagame. He's, well, not to say that he can't be stopped, but he is a fantastic force multiplier on the right hand. He's also very flexible. I mean, that's the other reason he's really popular, is he can take the crappy lane, and then he's really flexible with it. But if you really want to, he can take other lanes as well. He can jungle even if you need him to. Fnatic, though, decide to ban out the Bounty Hunter to keep that ganking master out of MYM's hands. And I should mention that MYM do have a stand-in, Pimpalicious, there, so they're only playing with 4 official members. On the other hand, yes, Fnatic have managed to tag up Hanny correctly. He sometimes shows up as JK instead. But now the final ban here for Meteor Makers. Do they want to leave the Darkseer in the pool? Should also mention that, okay, so we've got both Linnea and Darkseer, 2 heroes that commonly hit the ban pool, have both been allowed to slip through. And there we go, Fnatic just open up straight away. Templar Assassin. Let's go. Now the double pick though for Meteor Makers. They have a good chance. I'm kind of expecting Venomancer to pop up on MYM's side, just because it's Venomancer and it does extremely well in shutting down Templar Assassin. I'm also going to say that the Jakiro, not a bad option either. He's also pretty damn good at it as well. However, that said, he was the first hero banned. So, regardless, we'll see what MYM decide to open up with though. I'm going to say this much. We've been seeing a lot of Wisp plus Hero X combos tonight, as well as just recently in the TPL, like in the TPL, we have seen a lot of Wisp play and a lot of Wisp bans because of the particular teams that have been entering the scene. A lot of CIS teams. So, but Darkseer, the first pick for MYM. They decide they want that huge teamfight presence with the Darkseer. And I think Fnatic, they're going to want to play a bit more of a global, bit more of a spread out game, because they try and group up. Oh boy, Darkseer and Enigma. Oh, that is definitely a dangerous combo right there. Extremely potent, and they open up with a Disruptor pick.
Radiant team pick.
This is not a bad choice. This fulfills a similar role to Vengeful Spirit. I was going to say has been a very good counter to Darkseer in times past. She's less popular now, but Disruptor has a very long distance grab, basically with his glimpse, and he can just sit at the back of the fight, and every time Enigma tries to get in with a black hole, just glimpse him back. It is very, very efficient. Also, they have that counter initiation value there with Titans that really, both of them quite good. Although that said, both of them are completely countered by a Black King Blast. We might even see Enigma just jungle and rush a BKB this match. May not even bother with going for that early mech instead. Final pick here for Meteor Makers. Before we go into the second banning phase, however, I just wonder if Naga Siren may even make an appearance here. I mean, you look at MYM's lineup, they have a very, very teamfight oriented lineup at the moment, and you stack more and more. The more AoE you stack on that lineup, the nastier it gets, essentially. The question is, do they want any kind of late game prowess still there, or do they just want to try and end it in the game? There we go, Naga Siren has been selected by MYM. Granted, Disruptor and Tidehunter are both there, and both of those are decent counters to the Naga Siren. As of course the Tidehunter, basically the counter attack of the Tidehunter is really good, but the main thing is for Disruptor to hang back, make sure he doesn't get caught up in those vacuum black hole combos, because if he does, then it's pretty much going to be lights out for his teammates. They will have to be very, very careful, but it looks like they're going for their own tier 5 potential. They're not really going for any kind of split push potential, and Fnatic decide to ban out Venomancer, a decent decision there, seeing as MYM right now looking for a support, some kind of hard support, and then probably a solo mid at this point in time. On the other hand, Fnatic decide to ban, or rather, MYM decide to ban out Chen to keep it out of Fnatic's hands. Fnatic also banning Leshrac. Leshrac definitely would have fit into that lineup fairly well. Of course, he has a great follow-up stun. Split Earth is a great follow-up stun for Net, Naga's Net, as well as the fact that just Simply AoE. Again, AoE plus Darkseer equals a complete and utter mess. MYM on the other hand banned the Nature's Prophet. I think this is a very smart move just because right now Fnatic would be looking to stay fairly global, be able to pressure multiple lanes at once and not get grouped up in a big team fight. If they get forced into a team fight, a 5v5 battle within about 20 minutes to the 35-minute mark, it's really not going to look good for them. Even going to the late game, unless they get some heavily farmed carry. I mean, they might just decide to turtle up and farm up some kind of carry, in which case MYM will be trying to push them down more than likely, or just take control of the map and make sure the carry can't farm and get Nagasaran ahead of the curve in that terms.
10 seconds remaining.
Fnatic now, it is their final ban here.
5 seconds remaining.
I think we might even see, I think they could even ban some of the more annoying solo mids that Templar Assassin could go up against, or they might just, as we saw, we saw Dignitas versus Empire. That axe play was really frustrating for Templar Assassin to have to deal with, but they decided to ban out Queen of Pain, so there we go. They do get rid of that solo mid, so you know what, let's get rid of you, make sure you're not available. Of course, she does have, again, the AoE. The AoE is just too hard to argue with, and she fits the bill for that solo mid. She's also somewhat annoying for Templar Assassin to have to duke it out with the mid, just because the Shadow Strike just tend to chew through the refraction charges as well as just all round. She's pretty decent at harassing. That said though, her burst damage tends to get mitigated in the mid game when she tries to gank or tries to teamfight with Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin tends to have the upper hand because of course refraction versus burst damage is fairly laughable. On the other hand, there's a lot of AoE DOTs being available to meet your makers at the moment. Of course, we've got Darkseer. The Iron Shell absolutely rips through refraction charges, as well as in fact Midnight Pulse as well from Enigma does tend to shred refraction charges quite quickly on top of that. The final ban for MYM though was Anti-Mage. It looks like they want to make sure that Fnatic can't really turtle into the late game. I'm going to say Void is definitely an option if they want to. They can try and get the jump on MYM with Void, or counter-attack with Void if they really feel like it as well. Lina though, interesting decision there from Fnatic. I was wondering what they could be planning there. This could be a Lina CK combo. I have seen that as well. I don't know how much I like it against the MYM lineup, but we will see what they decide to pick up as their final choice. MYM though looking for the support plus their solo mid here. Invoker, they could go, if they want AoE, they definitely could go with the Invoker solo mid as well. There's still a possible choice, but they definitely could do with one more support to help back. Enigma's likely to be a soft support, but they really could do with a hard support to back up Enigma, and also obviously to babysit Nagasaran. And it will be Keeper of the Light to back up Nagasaran. Interesting decision. Keeper of the Light obviously has, well, the Chakra is really good at keeping Nagasaran mounted up, and of course she has got some really nasty spells in the early game. Added to that, Net is a fairly long duration and will allow Keeper to charge up that Illuminate. Of course, Illuminate hits like a Mack truck. No questions asked there. Now the final draw, the final pick here for Fnatic's draft. I'm still not 100% on this, but we'll see. I kind of get the feeling that it might be, unless they're planning for something crazy like something like a Lina Sven for a semi carry and a Lina Sven pub combo. But I think when I've seen this in the past, it was generally Chaos Knight with the Lina. But hold your horses. We'll find out exactly what it is in a moment. Someone saying, watch Fnatic pick up Meepo. Oh god, no. I would not pick Meepo in a million years against that lineup. There's too much AoE on MYM's lineup. I would keep Meepo a very, very long way away from that lineup indeed. It's just, AoE nukes are not much fun for Meepo, to be honest. Especially since I haven't even picked up their solo mid yet. Looks like Fnatic, they're going to chew through this one. They're going to chew through their overtime here. They really want to think this one through. I'm still betting on Chaos Knight, but what else could they go with here? Unless they're planning for some crazy mid-game push with Tidehunter. Because if they go for a mid-game push, they can try and just bait out the Nagasaran ults and then back off. And then counterattack once their ult is down. That is definitely a possibility. And of course, Tidehunter with the right amount of farm is an incredibly imposing hero up the front of the fight. It can be very difficult to get in position behind him. And it's going to be a Nyx Assassin. Alright, so this is a very gank-oriented lineup. And it looks like they want to get rolling in the mid-game, get some pushes, probably just get some pick-offs happening. They're just going to try and suppress Nagasaran, get the ganks on Enigma, get the ganks on Darkseer. I think I know what they're going for here. Okay, so the Disruptor... the issue with ganking Nagasiren is obviously that she often can... she can often ward off a lot of ganks just by popping her ultimate and teleporting out. Disruptor has the range to glimpse her when she tries to teleport out of range of Song of the Siren. So he gets around that combo. So that's definitely going to be quite necessary to effectively disrupt Nagasiren in the mid-game. On top of that as well, just the pressure, the scare factor of Nyx is very, very scary. Basically, the pressure of just Nyx possibly being around is going to make Naga play naturally more defense. It's going to make Enigma very worried about hanging around the jungle. Keeper Light isn't going to want to wander around pushing lanes on his own, but they finish up with an Undying pick. This is interesting. Undying is kind of difficult to push against in the mid game just because, of course, the Tombstone. I think MYM are going to play fairly passive here. I don't think they'll try and get active. They're just going to sit back. If Fnatic they're going to sit back, turtle, try and avoid getting ganked by Fnatic, and if Fnatic group up and push, they'll just call in the Undying, of course. Trying to push against zombies, Nagasiren's ult, Black Hole, and Vacuum on top of that, that is really difficult. Basically, for Fnatic to push, they need to make the ganks work, and as long as MYM can defend against that, I think they're probably going to have the upper hand, especially going for late game. Nagasiren will more than likely topple the Templar Assassin. Once the illusions start wailing, once she gets a Manta Style in the illusion, or a Radiance and the illusions start wailing around Templar Assassin, she becomes very squishy very quickly. She can't keep refraction up. But let's call it the players playing what? Okay, so for the Radiant side, on blue, this is in fact Hanny playing the Nyx Assassin. We have Notail playing Disruptor, Era on Tidehunter, Trixie playing Templar Assassin. Sorry, wait a minute. Yeah, but no, we go. Trixie playing Templar Assassin, and Fly playing the Lina. Playing for MYM, on the Dire side, we have... oh, dear God. We have Darkseer as himself, Balsam playing Nagasiren, Pimpalicious as stand-in as Enigma, Atsi playing the Undying, and the Neno playing Keeper of the Light. I'm not even going there. They tried to tell me how to pronounce it last time, but they typed out something that was almost equally unintelligible to me. It's like, well, we'll do what we can then. I don't know, how are they going to do this with the Nyx? Maybe they're really hoping that their Carapace can shut down the combo. They can pop it in time in between the Nagasiren and the incoming AoE spells that obviously get thrown at them. Maybe it would work, but then again, you can always just preemptively, by 0.5 seconds, black hole them ahead of time. But I suppose the thing is, they're going to be trying to vacuum them before they go for the black hole, so we'll see. We will see. I'm just waiting here for Tidehunter to reconnect. Who's that actually? Again, it was Era. Trying to reconnect. Just surprised the Era. Is Era actually going to be farming here? I remember back in the Heroes knew it that Era was like a really popular player. It'd be fun to see him in action. It's fun to see him in action again in Dota 2. Disrupt doing the support work. That's pretty normal. Trixie, hang on a minute. That's not a bottle rush, but it looks like Trixie's actually going to be farming the safe lane here. He'll be backed up there. Meanwhile, it looks like Nyx, okay, Hanny will be playing Nyx solo mid, I suppose. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Of course, Nyx a little bit more level dependent, as well as the fact that he's not so quite as item dependent. On the other hand, they can just farm Trixie in the bottom lane with a Templar Assassin, just try and get his items up there. Just get a crazy amount of items, if he can. He will be probably be against a solo, and Nib will have to be careful. Actually, no, it'll be against Darkseer, actually. It's not a bad position for Darkseer to be in, actually, because he's actually fairly decent against Templar Assassin. However, it's going to come down to how much harassment they can throw in there. And it looks like this might actually... I think this might actually be a 1-2-2. Looks like Era is possibly going to suicide solo the top lane. Disruptor's going to back up Trixie, and then Lina may actually be going for a double stun mid. On the other hand, oh yeah, it's going to be Enigma solo mid. That's right, I was expecting them to pick up their final solo mid. Now, Enigma does not commonly get played as the solo mid, however, it is indeed quite viable. And in this case, I think if these guys try to do a dual mid against Enigma, it's not really going to work out that well, mostly because Enigma can abuse that high ground fairly easily to stay out of trouble. And of course, he can see us from a distance with his Eidolon's qualities, and it's just, there's not much room to gank him in, and he's a very standoffish character. He can quite easily hold himself back. And you see Era going to trade some hits there with Balsam, however, he is outnumbered 3-1 there. Gets netted though, here comes Sneckles, or Fly rather, to help him out. Throws out a light strike away, and another anchor smash there, just trying to hold them back. Let's see, No Tail's also shown up, but it's got he's got Kinetic Field rather than the Glimpse. If you had Glimpse, maybe they could have pulled something off, but they counter ward straight away, picking off the Dire ward on the top rune. And meanwhile, it looks like Atsi will be playing support here for Balsam, and they will also be backed up by Keep It Light, so it will be a tri-lane here. This will be a bit of a rough lane for Era. Era probably going to have to roam around and gank more than anything else. He's not really going to be able to get a whole lot of farm there initially. Meanwhile, we see Darkseer has already opened up with the Iron Shell spam, and Disruptor's got to get over here and get some control on this lane, because Templar Assassin can't find it on her own against the Iron Shell. It's just too much for her. It looks like Lina is actually going to be jungling and pulling. Oh, that's right, because of course you can chop down the trees with Light Strike away. Meanwhile, we're going to see actually Pimpalicious cop quite a few. Looks like he's going to be copping a lot of mana burns to the face. This may actually make life fairly difficult for him. He hasn't actually gone for an eco build for the rush in the bottle, so he may run out of mana fairly early. And he's not. I really don't agree with a Sol Ring, just because it's going to hurt a lot. And if basically if Nyx gets a good burn on him as he goes for the Sol Ring, it's going to be quite frustrating indeed. He's going to take so much damage and not get much out of it. I see, Darkseer charges back, gets stuck in the wall though. Going to take a fair bit of damage, however, he will walk away from it. Or will he actually? No, he should be able to escape here. They don't have enough slow unless... No, it's still only a level 1, doesn't have Glimpse. Nyx Assassin though. We'll see how he deals in the mid there. Nyx currently 7-4. He is outdoing Enigma 3, and Enigma stuck on 3-2. Enigma has actually really been struggling. Maybe if he'd been going for the bottle build, he might have been doing a little bit better. You see Darkseer losing a health potion there. Now No Tail trying to trade hits with it, realizing how, and if he Iron Shells himself, I'm going to be in huge trouble. Fortunately, he gets the read and backs up in time, although we see Trixie take a lot of damage there. You see how much that hurts? That's only a level 2 Iron Shell as well. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, looks like Keeper Light may be rotating to mid, and it looks like definitely Enigma could use a hand here, and in fact Keeper maybe, no, he's going to be pulling and stacking the easy camp. On the other hand, Lina has been busy pulling, and it's probably the other thing that's kind of annoying Enigma is Lina would have been busy over here, yes, pulling the easy camp just to drain some experience, but they go and get the stun down on Pimpalish. However, they don't follow up in time from Lina. Fly not quite getting the light strike away down in time. Not to matter though, Nyx has plenty of mana in the bottle there. Meanwhile, Titan is struggling to stay close to the lane here. See Undying already maxing out the tombstone. So a double pull attempt there from... He looks like Darkseer in some trouble. They're taking a bit of damage. Meanwhile, up in the top lane though, it looks like... Oh no! Era on the run. Can they get him? Yes, they do. First blood going to Balsam. Picking up the kill there. Just... comes down to the fact that that tombstone is kind of crazy. Zombies just slowing down Titan far too much, and then of course the net, the Riptide, negative armor, just way too much for him to handle. Meanwhile, Lina hasn't had as much of an impact as she'd like here, but she is essentially jungling. It also makes it very hard to gank Hanny because they've always got the stun on the man. But there we go, here comes the follow-up stun, Light Strike away, Dragon Slave as well. We're going to go for the body block. He pops the Carapace to try and get him to hit himself, but doesn't look like Enigma falls, so it immediately just backs up. However, they get the kill anyway. It's a couple of auto attacks, Hanny just attacking, moving. Very smart play there. But an easy kill in the end, but it looks like this top tower will be pushed down fairly early by MYM.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Keeper Light is going for an Illuminate build here. Meanwhile, Darkseer trying to jack the pull. And there's not much No Tail can do. No Tail can't, now that Darkseer's got a few levels, No Tail really can't go toe to toe with him. That Surge plus of course the Iron Shell just cannot get near it. Again, counter gank on top though. It looks like we've got some help here from Lina. Although actually, there we go. Nyx Assassin's got his haste run. He's coming in, throws down the net though. There's the tombstone. Can they get a kill here? No follow up though. Looks like Nyx also going to pop out his Carapace and deflect all that damage. Nyx also banging off the zombies though. Will be cleaned up. Well, the tower falls, however, gets denied instead. Now we've got Darkseer trying to get away. No extra mana there for No Tail. No Tail was trying to get in for a block, however, couldn't quite manage it. And Darkseer should be able to, He's got Surge, he might be able to get away. They go for, doesn't get the Meld Strike off, fails to connect. And that probably would have killed him too. Negative armor plus a 50 damage hit. That would have finished the Darkseer. Unfortunately, the meld was cancelled and it was a regular shot that went off. Meanwhile, now this lane is getting increasingly dangerous for Era. His tower's gone. He's got pretty much no cover up there at all. Trixie, on the other hand, they haven't really managed to push Darkseer's tower, mostly because he counter pushes quite easily with the Iron Shell. Pimpalicious though has finished up that Soul Ring. I'm still not sure how much I like it though. He's also picked up some wards as well, trying to keep an eye on those runes and just keep Hanny under control. Hanny though, we'll see what he goes for first. Throws in an Impale, doesn't find anything though. Lena also moving up. Hanny still level 5, needs that level 6 ult.
Tower is under attack.
And now he's looking for that 6-minute rune. If he finds it, he's probably going to head... No, not yet. He will wait for level 6 before he goes in that gank, more than likely, unless he gets another haste. Then it is a possibility. Trixie, though, still struggling with his Iron Shell. Every time he comes close to last hit, Iron Shell just starts burning him. We see Darkseer is more than likely maxed. In fact, he even surges a creep, because why not?
That feels better.
And he's still not level 6. Meanwhile, Enigma... No, I thought he'd be ducking in the jungle there for a second. We see the pull, the stack camp there being pulled, as it looks like. Keep it light. He's not so much bothered on pulling. He's actually just nuking down these creep camps. So he's essentially, he is exactly just jungling. That's all he's doing. He just runs up, fires and illuminates the creep wave, and then runs away. In fact, he's even managed to drag a couple of creep off. Meanwhile, Nick's almost level 6, has managed to pick up his Arcane Boots. This will definitely help him out quite a bit. He's very, very mana hungry. Disruptor though, still feeling fairly poor there. Has managed to pick up all the 300 gold. Meanwhile, Pimpalicious.
You've been burned.
Looking at his farm there, he's sitting on 19 and 6, definitely falling behind a little bit. Nyx is 29 and 9. We see 34 and 33 there for the two carries on either team. Meanwhile, for the top lane, we're seeing the support here, Undying, still getting some levels. In fact, he's leveling okay, mostly because it's a dual lane. Enigma is barely ahead of the Nyx. This is definitely a good sign for the dual lane in mid for the Radiant side. Now Nyx has got his ult. Is he going to try and set something up here? Actually, it looks like he's just going to dive in. Nope, okay, changed his mind. I don't know where he was going with that. Just sort of ran in there rather brazenly and then immediately turned tail. Meanwhile, though, counter push on top. We have got MYM pushing on the tier 2 tower. Will we see any defensive mustard? Yes, we will. Tyner has already headed back there. Still hasn't got the Ravage, though. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Nick's finding himself a double damage, and they're going to swing around and go for the gank here, and they've been seen, though, so MYM should be on the ball, should be back up. In fact, they're waiting for it. They're waiting for this fight. They've got a trap set. They want Nyx to come in. There we go. Nyx thinks he's all sneaky-like, and there we go. They're going to throw it in the net to catch Nyx. Nyx realizing, holy crap, I'm going to lose all my damage after the vendetta. Have it looks like Naga maybe too far. Needs to pop her ultimate. Pops her ultimate, and time. Yes, she does. Just gets away with it. She will, in fact, teleport out. And they will have to settle with just a Tombstone to farm. See, Nyx though actually activating that 2 slot. In fact, the Tombstone doing a lot of damage to him, as well as that Illuminate. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Trixie currently sitting on 42 and 19. Dark's is sitting on 28 and 1. In fact, Keep the Light is still here. I think he's hoping someone will stick around and try to farm. Possibly hoping the Nyx would sit there with low health and just try and last hit a couple of extra creep before getting nuked down. Look, the graph currently 1500, advantage to the gold graph to the Dire side. Experience-wise, currently not much at all. It's pretty much neck and neck for experience. Both heroes had a jungling support, rather unconventional, of course. Lena jungling, and then of course Keep the Light. Meanwhile, in mid, the Thunderstorm, they get the Empower down the Pimpalicious. There's the double stun. An easy kill there in mid. No real chance there for Enigma to survive that. Meanwhile, Balsam has returned to mid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Down the bottom lane though, they are allowing Darkseid to farm somewhat. Darkseid currently working his way towards a Hood of Defiance. Trixie on the other hand, running out of health. See Darks, oh wow, look at the Carapace, it is on time, stunning. The Neno tries to fire off these Illuminates, not really working out for him. Every time he tries, he gets hit in the face there by a Carapace.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Trixie though, working on it. Look at that. This is what I mean. Iron Shell versus a Refraction. You saw how fast those pop. Under a second, he lost all of his charges. It's a maxed out one. It's the Empower once again. They pick off Keeper. They're going to go after Bolson now. Bolson trying to get out of trouble. No, in fact, they're going to change their mind and back off, which is fair enough. Although Lena does have a Laguna Blade. She dropped a stun on him. She probably could have taken Nagasaran out of the picture. We're definitely wary, as we're going to see the slow come in there from the trap or not. They throw down the stun there, and they will manage to stack on the physical damage. Another slow there, but does he have Surge? Surge is up. Going to try and body block this in, however. Darkseid will escape. The Ravage! Oh, just shaves his backside. And the mana burn not enough to bring down Darkseid. Titan are probably feeling rather goofy at the moment. Poor old Era. Well, Lena, haven't seen her blade anybody yet. Meanwhile, Disrupted back in mid. Is he going to try? Nope, they miss with a stun. Disrupted No-Tail. Not sure where No-Tail's going. No-Tail diving back in, throws down the wall, pops in his ultimate. Now they're doing a lot of damage. A Laguna Blade to finish. And Fly gets the kill. Nice and easy. Mash out of victory. Meanwhile, looks like the Impaler again on Pedo. He's going to go for the block here, trying to cause some damage here on the Neno. Neno will just back up though, refuse to hit him. Meanwhile, in mid, Malthus hitting Era.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nyx Assassin's trying to hold up this push. Tower is not quite deniable. Well, again, war's being thrown out by both teams. Already, the counter war battles happen. However, Disruptor should be able to win. Or maybe Disruptor won't. Disruptor will, in fact, lose that because he doesn't.
Is under attack.
Okay, no, it was a fake disrupt. Just fake disrupted. So say, how did the real one lose that? But he wasn't there. See Luna now going toe to toe with Dirge, spamming out the nukes. Dirge though, looks like he's building the early mech as well. His team definitely will appreciate that. Meanwhile, Balsam in the mid just farming that. Nobody really contesting here.
Top tower is under
Dirge
attack.
now popping his ult. He's going to try and take out Fly. Fly drops a stun within range of the tower. And there we go. It looks like Dirge will take a fall as well. They'll also lose the tower to a deny.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Dirge unfortunately getting way too close to that. Diving in way too close, getting cleaned up. See the glimpse back there inside the wall. The ult goes down as well. There's the meld. And impaled a boot. And it looks like Nyx is going to charge in there. In fact, he even pops his Carapace to hit. Poor old Nero. Nero though throws in the blind. Going to try and drive him back. However, Nyx Assassin, he's got his ult. If he wants to pop it, he can try and run him down. Decides to save his ult. Oh, in fact, he might see this. Does he see it in time? He gets the Carapace up and he kills Keeper of the Light. What was he thinking? I don't know what Keeper of the Light was thinking there. The Nero really did not think that one through. You do not. Oh boy. As we see, Nyx has popped his ult as well. He's going to look to see if he can stab anybody in the back there. And we see this Impale come out once again, followed up by the Light Strike. Laguna Blade, they'll get another kill. The ganking from Fnatic is working out fantastically. And we see Fly now backing up, although Fly getting caught out by a net. He's going to throw down the stun. There's the Riptide. Handy moving in, throws out the mana burn there on Pimpalicious. I think he's just trying to keep the mana for Black Hole away from him. Instead, he goes for a conversion. And again, the creep are being nuked down there. We see the Dragon Slave once again going to take those free conversions. Unfortunately, Enigma just feeding him cash there. Currently 8-3. I'm going to check the chart at the moment. Still in favour of the Dire. Goal-wise, it is a 1k lead there for the Dire. Experience-wise, the Radiant have it. It is a different story. A 2.5k lead there for the Radiant on experience. And that is definitely going to count going into this mid-game, having that level advantage. Well, looks like who got that rune there? Did Titan Hunter bottle it? Nope. Not sure what he picked up there. Could have just denied it. Comes another Illuminate through as Snowtail actually takes it on the chest. The slow gets thrown out. I was expecting a glimpse there, but it will be a soul to try and heal up now. And it looks like Titan's going to go up in. They get the Ravage up, but here comes the counter-attack. Dirge is trying to get the hell out of there. There isn't much defense, so the glimpse gets used to send one of the teleporters home. Era now just anchor smashing for all he's worth. He's going to hope somebody can clean up. That slow going to get thrown down. No-Tail gets a kinetic wall off, but there is no follow-up at the moment. Trixie's going to try for it. No, changes his mind when he sees the zombies. And that's going to be one of the most frustrating things against Disruptor is when you teleport in, you get sent home immediately.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Up top, Nugget Siren busy farming. Nugget Siren has picked up an older mob. Looks like she might possibly be trying to pick up another man star, but there we go. There's a stun there on Pimpalicious. Pimpalicious, an easy kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm going to bring up...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's still 1k, roughly a 1k gold lead at the moment. Not really that much to write home about. So you can see Hanny currently seeing 3-0 and 4. Wow, Lena has actually avoided dying so far. 3-0 and 3.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Keep it light now. They have finished up the mech on the Undying there. And what item is Nyx Assassin building? In fact, he's building a Yules, interestingly enough. So he's not doing the Pubby Dagon build, he's decided he wants a Yules. I think this is possible just to make him also... This is going to make Nyx really frustrating to kill in a fight, just because he can... I think he may even use the Yules defensively as much as defensively. He'll use Yules to dodge spells, keep himself out of trouble, and then of course he's got the Spike Carapace as well. To deflect damage and keep himself safe. And we see the push in on mid tower. They should be able to take this one out fairly easy, unless they sneak in and dive, which they do not. Double damage, No-Tail doesn't quite manage it. Can we see a net here? Hanny's there, waiting to counter gank. Templar Assassin also moving in. Trixie does have a Blink Dagger if he wants to use it. They get the slowdown on Balsam there. The counter wall goes down for the dire side. See Cupid like ulting up there. They glimpse him back up onto the high ground. The great glimpse. There's the ult as well. A stun in from the Nyx Assassin. They're going to try and buy time for a retreat with the Naga Song of the Siren. It looks like it may be successful. No, they're going to counter-attack off it. And it looks like Fnatic, they need to scatter. They need to get away from this vacuum monster here. Basically take him out too quickly. It is a little bit too slow, though. They get hit by a black hole. Arrow, though, pops the Ravage to counter-attack. The ult goes out from Lena. Wrong target, though. She uses on the guys already black hole. Waste of mana. As we see... The stun guys there on Hanny and Illuminate will finish. No, he uses Yules. I think he saves himself there just in time. Great play, however, it gets cleaned up in the end. And unfortunately, Fnatic, they scattered, however, they still got caught out. They didn't manage to only lose 1 or 2 guys. They lost 3. 3 relatively expensive people, however, Trixie did manage to disengage at the very least. And now the push in on mid, MYM, quite happy to have that 5-on-5. It did work out to their favour. Unfortunately for Fnatic, they really cannot afford to go 5v5 like this. Unless they can take one of these combo spells out of the equation before they go into that 5v5, it's not going to be very pretty. Mid tower gets dropped. Gush gets thrown out there, but it's not for all it's worth. They throw out the Gush, glimpsing back here. Who is that? They try and pull back. The Darks here are going to drop some nukes them. They get vacuumed back though. There's the ult from Darks doing a lot of damage. Malphus now going to pin down Era as we see Nyx Assassin get involved there. And Lena now ulting. Darks here really not doing enough damage. I think it's only a level... it's a level 12. Still not doing nearly enough damage though to bring down the Darks here. In fact, Darks here having a full-on Hood of Defiance. Easy kill there on the Tombstone, graining 130 gold. Darkseid just going to jungle for a little bit. Trixie going to back up to the top lane. I think they might try and even take this top tower after they gank Balsam if they can. Balsam, on the other hand, getting close to his Yasha if that's what he's building. See Titan to come in, throws in the Gush. The slow there from Trixie as well. They're going to try and stack that minus armor. It looks like they used the split there to try and get away. The ult going to come in from Disruptor. No, it's not at the moment. And there it is. It finally gets thrown in the end. They get the kill on Naga Siren. On the other hand, Dirge is starting to counterattack. It's glimpsed back. They don't disengage. Then counterattack once again. They're going to try and pick up Enigma. There's that backstab once again. The Impale to boot. And then we go Meld as well on top of that. No, wait, just Illusion's hitting him.
He abandoned this plane faster than Kunkka abandoned his fleet.
Now Keep the Light has picked up an Urn of Shadows. Looks like Fnatic will take this top tower fairly easily.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Now the port to mid here, as it looks like Keeper's going to be backing up Darkseer here. Maybe they can push in a bit more. Trying to manage that tower, but honestly that'd be a pretty easy way to get picked off. They might want to try and push bottom as a group.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dire currently in the wrong position to try and disengage himself from the top end of the map. So see here, they're actually possibly thinking about Roshan, as it looks like Disruptor is actually trying to scout them out. Disruptor, what am I saying? That's in fact he's purple and he's blue. He's not Disruptor, that is in fact Nyx Assassin. But here we go, do they? The black hole up, we've got the black hole up. Can they find an opening? The silence is down though. We see Nyx get hit by a net, throws down the mana burn there, as it looks like he throws in an Impale as well. He's taking a lot of damage, uses the heals to try and save himself. Black Hole gets thrown, it only hits Lina though. Vacuum though, drags No Tail in as well. Can we see a Ravage here? No, he doesn't have the mana for it to pop the Ravage. This is unfortunate for Tidehunter indeed. They lose Lina, they lose Disruptor. And it looks like Nyx Assassin may be next on the menu here. He's going to try and teleport. Teleports right next to the creep wave. Realizes he's going to kill him. Also, Darkseer here as well would kill him as well. He's actually just going to try and suicide out of experience range if he possibly can. Well, they will just allow him to back off safely, and he will in fact get away safely and just pop his ult to get the hell out of dodge. Meanwhile, Darkseer just went straight back to mid and continued farm. Didn't want to waste his time with it.
Sing your praises.
Darkseer moving in, Nyx Assassin considering making something happen. He suspects something's up. He's got a little bit of backup, although I don't know if he managed to manage it though. Just throwing in Stuns Blind. It looks like Trixie will actually try and jump in to get the kill. However, Roshan, he's killed by the Dire. They also get the Aegis as well. It was given to Nagasar. She will pop in a second. They get Vacuum back in. Templar Assassin's dead. There's a big Illuminate doing serious damage at a time. He's being slowed by the zombies. There's an offensive energy charge. Tidehunter is dead, and now they're making a run here on poor old No Tail. However, they get blocked off there by the wall. Assassin though finds himself a regen rune, pops his ultimate to boot. He's going to find someone to pick off if he possibly can. Ultimate on the other hand working towards his Manta Style. He has almost enough money to finish up that Manta Style. Now we see a net, a vacuum there. They pick up Hanny. Hanny gets caught out. Hanny going to take a fall all by himself. Gets caught out by a gem. Yes, a gem. Darkseer has a gem. And that messes up Nyx Assassin's day.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower is going to take an easy. They're going to take an easy kill on that bottom tier 2 tower there.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lina now.
Radiant's bottom
Looks like we're going to have to work to defend this Rax. Unfortunately, they're probably still under farmed. Yeah, 5k gold deficit, experience wise, has dropped quite sharply again, down to about 3k in the Dire's favour. Good glimpse there. Who to drag out of position? Looks like it dragged Darkseer out of position on Balsam as well. The ult gets thrown down for Disruptor to try and pin down the Nagasar. She takes the damage on the chest. Doesn't really care too much. And it looks like MYM will decide to back off here. They just surge out of trouble. Disruptor now. No towel. They're going to smoke up all of them. In fact, everybody except Nyx is going to smoke up. Obviously, doesn't really need smoke all that much. This is going to try and set up a great big gank there on Nagasara. This star, the Impale as well. They get the stuns on top of it and mass nuke her down before she can even blink. Ward's being thrown down by the Radiant now as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You can see here how Fnatic, they're not afraid to push it at the moment. It's mostly just because they killed Naga. As long as they get that Naga down, they're not too worried. As though Trixie though has really overstayed his welcome, went in way too deep without any support, and got cleaned up so fast, and that has completely stalled Fnatic's push right there. Definitely a bit of, looked like a bit of miscommunication there. Somebody sounded like they said, looked like they said go, and then somebody else said no, and then everybody just did. I'm gonna sit there and sort of watch that happen. Nagasara has managed to finish up, although I see it's really a bit of a gank on top. She has finished up her Mana Style. She's definitely quite dangerous, but the Ravage gets popped, completely eliminates those illusions. The vacuum comes in, the Surge as well. Iron Shell's been popped, Iron Shell just disappears. It looks like he's just going to try and teleport out. Yields is used to fend off the Darkseer, and a port out there from Hanny. I'm surprised there's Nagasara. I figured that they would sit back and just try and outfarm Fnatic, but it looks like they're quite happy to build different items. It looks like they're quite happy to build items that are used a little bit more aggressively instead. I figure we might be seeing another Radiant Snaga incoming. But MYM seem to have other plans. Tyner though has got his Blink Dagger. He's definitely becoming a huge threat, and I honestly feel like Nyx could almost do with a Blink Dagger at this point in time, just because he's starting to get countered really hard by the ward spam from the Dire side. And Chakra just being used left, front and center. So just going to grab a little bit of farm in what looks like it's a bit of a ganky mid. Nagasara though, again the buzz kill. This is what I mean, like she can just teleport out like this, and this is what happens if they keep disrupted back. You can counter that with a glimpse.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
That said though, they can attempt to push out Nagasara and sleep this down, however they do need to watch out for Vacuum and Black Hole, which are potent enough on their own.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See them stun themselves in Mana Leak though on top of, oh poor old Hanny. Hanny though getting destroyed there by way too many heroes. Used himself to dodge the Illuminate. And he's now going to try and run for his life. Meanwhile though, we managed to lose the Disruptor. There's the Black Hole being used on Trixie as well as Era. Era's likely to fall. Trixie's already dead. There goes Era as well. And now it's Hanny's turn. Can they get him? And they vacuum him back in. Pick off Hanny. Nice and easy. And this is not looking good for Fnatic. Not at all. MYM are definitely taking control here. And when they're moving in again, they're probably going to look to cause some damage on this tower. They don't have to worry too much about the team fight. Especially, actually, Tyner has got Ravage this time, so there is that. There we go, MYM, they're moving in. They're going to try and get some damage here on this Rax. We've got 12 seconds left before Templar Assassin can pop up. We've still got the ult there from Tyner, so that's definitely a possibility for a fight equalizer. They have to group up here in this area. And it's going to hurt against the Darks, who quite easily drag them out of position.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There we go, Titan and Pulsar Ravage, ports in, Pulsar Ravage gets a great start, the ult as well from Disruptor. Fantastic play there from Fnatic. They could not have done it any better. They keep alive, driving back Lena there. They kill Nagasara and they kill Enigma. It looks like they're going to look for a third kill. They can get Darkseer as well. They find Darkseer, they kill Darkseer, and a triple kill goes to Lena. And they glimpse back somebody else. It looks like they managed to catch Keeper, who stuck around for just too long.
Old.
Now they're just going to keep pushing in on the mid lane. Looks like a counter push here from Fnatic. Can they try and get this mid tier 2 tower down? Definitely a possibility. However, Nagastar is going to have Song up this time round, so it may be a little bit more difficult than they
Dire's
anticipate.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Fnatic now rotating. Looks like they want to get the towers in the bottom lane, which are definitely prime targets here, especially this one, which is so far below.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
An easy
tower
kill there
has
by
fallen.
the Radiant side, just sniping off towers wherever they can, earning their team cash.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Hanny has picked up his own gem there, just watching if the counter was, and he's also picked up a blink dagger. Like I said, I felt that would definitely be useful, just for allowing him to align those perfect impales. Tiny though, 2.7k in the bank, so I wonder what he's saying for, whether or not he's going for his Shivas or if he's going for something else random. Now he's starting again, split pushing, just using her nuke to farm. And there we go, she's rip-tiding this creep down here with the help of her illusions. Nyx moving in. Nyx can smell blood. Nyx wants to kill this guy. See Nyx still shadowing him here. Goes for the kill though. Gets the backstab down. Then immediately blinks out, realizing, holy crap, Darkseid's here. I'm in trouble. Definitely made the right choice there. Now we've got the smoke up there from Fnatic. Can they make a kill here? Roshan's back up. MYM might decide to gun for it again.
It was gratitude.
So 3 of them will go for it here, as they've also got Keeper Light to back them up. Where's it to do Spidey sense tingles? Doesn't look like they're busy killing mid, and they will clean them up. There's another ult there from Lina. A Gem of True Sight was dropped as well, apparently. Okay, Nyx's assassin, no, he already had his own. Maybe they destroyed it already. He's now popping his ultimate. He's going to try and go on Keeper. There we go. Pops his ult and then slams him for damage with the backstab.
Open to your keeper.
More Sonic traps getting thrown down ahead of time. Find themselves a regeneration rune there. Still Nyx's assassin carrying that gem. A little bit worried about the illusion. I don't know if it's the real one or not. So yeah. Era has managed to start picking up on. It looks like he might be building a refresher orb there. Of course, tied with the refresher is actually pretty hilarious. Fly now, moving up, going to try and cause some damage here on this creep wave. Should be able to push up by himself. Needs to be careful though that he doesn't get picked off.
Among the hidden ones.
Just checking Lena's sit. Lena has actually managed to last hit a lot of stuff at the moment. She's up to 136. In fact, she's doing extremely well. Here to start off roughly as support, she's actually doing quite well. Meanwhile, let's bring on the GPM tab. You see that a lot of heroes pretty much neck and neck at the moment. There's no real advantage there. The only real disadvantage, of course, is the Disruptor has been quite poor all match. We see the gold deficit's pretty much zero here, definitely making up the ground there. Experience deficit though is still extremely bad for the Dire side. See the stun out those in mana burners while they pick off the Enigma. Enigma really can't afford to be out alone like this.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Stun again. They're just going to keep nuking down these Eidolons. It's just free money at the moment. Every time Enigma spawns them, somebody nukes them down. Well, Trixie has picked up his BKB, so Trixie's pretty much set for his base item, but however, he's already on his way to his next one. He's up to 2.8k gold at the moment. Definitely looking strong in terms of farm. Still, they're up to about 1,000 gold advantage for the Radiant side. See, keep it alive though. Hasn't picked up that mech, mostly because Undying's got to think. Undying now trying to rush that Argon himself that somebody could definitely do with picking up his team of pipe. That would also be extremely helpful. He's got Balsam now. Balsam though searching, trying to search and get the farm for that heart as he's still working on it. However, right now he's a little bit scared to move out, and of course he does have his Song of the Siren up. At the same time, if he gets chainsed into oblivion, not much he can do.
The mysteries renew me.
Templar Assassin finding himself a double damage rune, although it looks like both teams taking it fairly easy. Both of them just taking time to catch up and farm. Next Assassin is up and decided to spend his cash there on a Ghost Scepter. I think he could actually be going for an Ethereal Blade. This is definitely a possibility, I feel. Now Nyx is ulted up. Can he find somebody? It looks like he is just going to back off though. I was kind of hoping he was going to go after Pimpalish, although Pimpalish has a BKB. It probably wouldn't have worked out now. Meanwhile in the mid, Veil of Discord has been picked up by Disruptor. And of course we've seen Disruptor completely shred people his ult, and it's definitely going to help that Veil of Discord. That is going to hurt. I mean, throw in Nyx as well. If that Ghost Scepter is going to get turned in, like, it could go either way. Either way, Ghost Scepter is nice, just because it's going to help keep Naga out of his face. But at the same time, if he can pick up a full-on Ethereal Blade and use that to nuke people down, that is also going to be extremely effective. He throws that on someone before Lina goes, whoa, okay. I'm just going to point this out right now. Lina has actually picked up a Monkey King bar. I wasn't actually paying attention to items. I thought she was mostly just sort of getting supportive items, but she's going for a Battle Lina build. Now this is something I have not seen in ages. You go for the Blink. The Blink is pretty normal for the Battle Lina. However, getting a damage item is really, really right out there. But basically it's trying to work off a Fiery Soul because you just get a huge attack speed bonus. It's just somewhat subjective. Then again, maybe they're hoping they can target fire down Naga Siren. Either way, the Blink is definitely going to help out a lot because she wants to hang back. She does not want to get anywhere near this really offensive lineup. Because if they get in close with Naga, if she gets hit by the Song of the Siren and doesn't blink in after Song of the Siren, she's pretty much screwed. She's going to get shredded. Lina is definitely kind of glassy at the moment. She's got all of plus 60, yeah, she's all got plus 60 strength between the drums. The drums and her magic wand, but it looks like the defense is being mounted right now for MYM. On the bottom lane, they're going to try and hold this off, although it looks like Fnatic aren't actually going to push it. They've changed their mind completely. But yeah, Veil of Discord on Disruptor to help mark a target for Lina. So in that case, I take that back. There might not actually be a full-on Ethereal Blade then, just because it would mess with Lina's target firing. You see Darkseid searching around. Darkseid, though, finished up his pipe for his team, also building his Argon... Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think he's just going to hold on to the Vitality Booster, and he's going to turn that into an Argonim's, because, of course, Argonim Scepter with Darkseid's ult is actually pretty crazy. Now I see yet another... Oh, wait, there's another Eliminate getting tossed through the middle there. No Tail now. Up farming on his own. It's actually a fairly dangerous prospect. He's kind of easy to gank. Looks like MYM are just going to push in on mid. The defense will need to get mounted by Fnatic in the mid lane. They will need to pop back in just a second. Yeah, they're pinging. They know they need to get back here. In fact, Fly's pinging it right now. And I think I heard a teleport from Yep, somebody got teleported back in there from Keep the Light. Keep the Light brought in a teammate there. Glyph has been popped by the Radiant side. There's an Illuminate going to come through there. Illusions get popped by Naga. They're just going to use it to remotely push the moment, and down goes the tower. Now they've got to do something about this. They can't just allow the Illusions to remotely push like this, or they're going to shred the racks. They need to engage, and this is problematic because Fnatic, they don't want to engage. If they charge in there, they know they're going to get hit by Song of the Siren. They really don't want to try and run in there. You see the Ghost Scepter got popped there by Nyx. It looks like MYM, they're happy. They got the tower. If they just keep that up, they're eventually going to whittle down a barracks if they keep doing that. And now there we go, the Blinker Paint, and it looks like they might just try and get a pick off here. They could go from there. It's a glimpse. Great play there. Kinetic Wall going to trap in Netta, but it could be bait. The ultimate gets thrown in by Disruptor as well. Going to get him in the middle of that. Gets nuked down there by Nyx. Nyx now popping. Vendetta going to charge after somebody to get the slow there. Looks like Dirge is going to be the next target. Dirge the only one that they can catch right now. Pipe gets popped up by the Dire side. Gets hit by Yules. That will debuff the Pipe, I believe. Yes, it does need. Vendetta damage gets way too high. It looks like it's not even necessary as they get the nukes in there and clean up Undying. Lina tearing him to shreds. And she still hasn't popped Laguna Blade. The counter-attack here from Fnatic could end them. Do we have buybacks? No, we do not. Dirge has spent all of his cash on parts for his Argument Center, which in fact actually has got enough for. He's finished it up, he just needs to collect the bids. Keep it alive. Also, not enough money for buybacks. No, he does not indeed. And now it's going to be a 3v5. Fnatic are going to try and make something happen. They've got a good 30 seconds or so. Something's coming out in the courier. It's a... Oh, wow. Is that a Desolator for... it's probably for Templar Assassin. I was going to say for Lina. Holy crap, she'd be fun. But no, she's only 370 GPM. And now... Nargothrond. She has got 5.1k, so she's got buyback, so if she gets picked off quickly, they can afford to get her to buyback and charge straight back in. Ion Shell plus the Illusions, very smart play there. They are just going to use that to remotely push the creep wave back, and I think you're just going to see a lot of this. MYM are going to try and force Fnatic to come out from, basically come out from outside their base and just engage around about there and get jumped, basically walk straight smack bang into Song of the Siren. Now Nargothrond, she's decided to buy up. She's just gone and grabbed up all of her heart bits and she's got the now. I don't know if they've got the... No, they should do. Between Lina's Monkey King bar and the negative armor there from Templar Assassin and Titan, they should be able to manage this. It's a lot of negative armor. Gush, Meld, Stygian Desolator. That's a lot of negative armor. In fact, it's probably enough. Yeah, that's actually enough to put Nargothrond on minus armor. However, we've got to keep in mind, it does have the Black King bar finished, and they don't really have an answer to that. It looks like they're going to come in, but they're very badly bunched up. But they get caught out here. This could be disastrous for Fnatic. However, they're going to try and get a pick off here. Here comes Nyx. They're going to pick off the Dark Hit. That's a big problem removed. In fact, wow, Titan has actually got a double Ravage here. He's actually picked up he's picked up his refresher orb. There's Trixie's actually getting hit there by the Mana Leak. I was just trying to check on Darks. Does he have a buyback? Nobody's picked up his Arcanum Scepter as well, but he doesn't have buyback. It's 50 seconds. Can they make something happen? They don't have the Iron Shell combo now. I think they're just going to use Nargothrond with her Illusions and Riptide to try and hold back the creep wave. Lina now sitting on 3.2k, and again, Fnatic decide to back off. I honestly don't know how much longer they can try and hold on like this, because I think as farmed up, they're going to try and make Lina. Eventually Nargothrond is going to get to a point where she can probably overpower Lina as well as Templar Assassin. Of course, Templar Assassin is quite well farmed herself. She's no slouch at all. But the number of illusions is just going to make her very, very squishy. So it's the fact that Nargothrond's illusions are getting to the point where they're going to be very hard to kill. They're going to become very tanky in themselves. But now, this next engagement should be pretty nasty. We've got two Arcanum Scepters that we didn't have before. Darkseid's finished his Scepter. Then, of course, we've got Undying Scepter, although, to be honest, Undying's ultimate is not as much of a factor anymore. Same for his Tombstone. It's becoming less and less of a factor. On the other hand, Darkseid's Wall is still quite relevant. As it looks like they're going to pick off Pimpalicious. Great jump in there, but it looks like Song of the Siren is too slow to get in there. They're using that to hold Templar Assassin back. She BKBs, goes right through that Song of the Siren. They tried to save, however, it looks like Pimpalicious got way too close to drag Balsam back. Balsam in some serious trouble here, getting nuked down, losing health. Laguna Blade to finish him off, and it looks like Keeper Light cops his own nuke in his face once again. They bring down Darks here, and there's nothing the Dire can do. The MYM now going to charge up and try and take this tower, although they do bring down Lena at the very least. Lena, though, buys back and then heads all the way back out. And we also have Naga Siren buying back on top of that, so they will clash once again. I don't know if they can force this down. It's going to be 5v3. That said, Naga Siren doesn't have her ult up. Oh, she'll have her ult up in a second. 10 seconds. They're going to try and pick off Trixie, or will they? Looks like they won't bother. No, they can't really kill. They can't really get Trixie here, although they actually only glimpse him back there. Trixie now is out of mana. Throw down the nukes there on Bolson. Bolson, though, should be fine. Tidehunter didn't actually ult during that fight. I think that's possibly why they missed a bunch of kills. Maybe if he'd gone for the double ravage, they might have managed something. The light is nuking down that creep wave at the moment. Lena's definitely a little squishy at the moment. Could probably use some defensive items. She's very easy to kill, but right now, MYM though. They'll be cleaning up Roshan. Doesn't look like much of a response here from the Radiant side. Nyx is around. He was actually just trying to pick off the Nano. Didn't really work out for him. Immediately blinks out after using that Yules. You gotta walk away from this, but at the same time, it looks like a bit of a free Roshan here. Unless, yes, MYM, they will decide to clean this up right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See, blink in there, another stun goes in. It's not really doing a whole lot. I think he's mostly just trying to scare them off the moment, but here comes Templar Assassin as well, just looking for Tidehunter. Tidehunter's also hanging around. Doesn't look like they've really managed to fight you. They pick up Disruptor. I don't know what he was doing all the way on that side, but gets caught out and pays the price for it. And this is possibly going to give the Roshan away. They're missing him. Again, this time around, Roshan number 3, they will have a cheese as well as an Aegis. Instead, it looks like Fnatic, they're going to try and stop this once again. They know that an Aegis on Naga is pretty much going to be devastating. Just throwing down Sonic Traps, trying to scare them, although it's not really doing a whole lot just yet. Lena, where is she? She's getting ready. It looks like Era. If Era can get in there with a Ravage at the right moment, they're getting ready. They're going to try and steal here at the moment, but that said, Naga Siren, the song. I think this is possibly playing on the back of their mind. I'm a little bit worried about that. Again, another Illuminate coming through there. Fnatic still dancing back and forth. Can't decide when they want to commit or not. It's going to be up to Era to lead the charge, though. It looks like they're back up. Do they have vision? I don't think they have vision at the moment. Yeah, the Radiant side currently don't appear to have a ward. They could really, if they had a ward, looking around over here or up here, that would really help them out quite a lot. Penny again coming back in there. Tidehunter goes in, pops out the Ravage. Here comes the second one. No, he doesn't have mana for it. Oh no, he's messed up. He doesn't have mana for that secondary Ravage, and it looks like this is going to go pear-shaped. Tidehunter gets taken out. The Laguna Blade goes in, but Lena dies, and they do not take a single hero with them. Nyx is also dead. Tidehunter miscalculating. He did not pop his magic wand in time. He did not have mana for that second Ravage. And a terrible result for them there. Fnatic now, they gave away a team fight, gave away a Roshan. Cheese, Aegis.
Wow, look at that.
I like the fact that Trixie's just gone and done the only thing he really can, which is back off and go and just counter push another lane and try and get MYM to focus on another lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nyx has picked up a 4-star as well. He's got plenty of mobility. I honestly don't mind that build on him so far. It's actually been fairly effective. I mean, he's transitioned from a mid-game ganker to more of an initiator. Just gets in there with the stuns, tries to set up fights. It looks like they're going to try and pick off Darkseer, and they also kill off that gem as well. But on top of that, of course, Nyx also has the presence of just being able to walk around in the teamfight and cause a whole lot of stuns. Just by proxy of being around with the Carapace walking into AoE. The Glyph gets popped by the Radiant side, but it looks like there's a good chance they will lose this Rax before they get into defend. Lena is up in 3 seconds. Can they get it in time? The stun goes out there from Nyx. It dumps in with Tidehunter. Gets off his Ravage, but the counterattack is ready. Still doesn't have the double Ravage though. Neck goes in. It catches. Looks like it's caught Templar Assassin. It looks like they'll get Balsam. One more attack. Balsam goes down. The mid-rax is still up and running. Illuminate comes for Nyx. He's getting ready to re-stun Naga Siren. She gets stunned again. Can they chain stun? Light Strike away on Kudan. Pops a cheese. And Song of the Siren, what a buzzkill there, catching all their heroes. It looks like Balsam is just going to use it to retreat. He's going to pop his illusion, send them back in, and now he's going to keep running, gets hit though. No, the stun goes on the wrong target. There's the mana burn once again. Balsam still fleeing for his life. The 4-star forwards once again. Hanny is really mobile, catching the Naga Siren. Pelts her up in the air with the Yule's Hammer, and this times it with the slow. They get the kill anyway, and Naga Siren has been wiped out. Does she have a buyback? Yes, she does. Not a serious loss, and somehow they hold on to this mid-racks.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Nyx Assassin now, they're heading top. They're going to try and put some pressure on this top tower. Top racks, clean it up if they can. But however, the only hero that they might even be missing is Keep the Light. Naga Siren obviously has a buyback. And this time round, well, Tide will have a Ravage up if he wants it. I guess in this case it's only taking them one Ravage, so maybe he's got this... I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he's got this refresher not to go for double Ravages, but more just to have a Ravage at any given moment. Like, so he always has a Ravage ready to fight with. Maybe that is Tidehunter's plan. Fly now still hasn't really picked up anything new. I think he's just saving for buybacks at the moment. He knows they're quite important. Courier is... okay, they're getting ready for a smoke gank by the looks of things. Only real reason to drag the Courier with him, unless No-Tail has forgotten his group selecting everything. Nope, there we go. They will smoke it up indeed. Nyx Assassin obviously already in Viz. They're going to try and... it looks like they're hoping to pick somebody off here, but there's nobody even close. They're all over in the mid lane. The heroes they can gank are like they're all the way back up there. In fact, they're just using illusions plus Iron Shell to push the lane. Throwing down some more wards there. One dire ward. Doesn't quite spot them up. And say, MYM, they're definitely a little bit like they're really worried about getting picked off. In fact, they've had quite a few annoying pickoffs during this match so far. Meanwhile, just checking the gold chart, 5k advantage to the Radiant side, not huge at this point in time. Experience-wise, though, this is probably more of an issue. The 20k plus experience deficit, that is definitely going to hurt. In fact, if we bring out the hero levels here, who's the people lagging behind? Obviously, got Keeper lagging behind. Templar Sat's already close to getting maxed out. Lena also 20 plus. In fact, none of the MYM guys are above level 20. None of them have even reached level 20.
Invisibility!
Nyx Assassin though, still charging about. He has picked up a gem. He will be. Looks like he's going to do the counter one. Also just watching up those wards as well. Smoke up by the dire side though. Darkseid with his Ultimate Orb hasn't really picked up anything. I think a lot of these guys just going to be saving for buybacks. Now Enigma has actually picked up an Ultimate Orb. I think he's possibly contemplating a Hex here. Items here. Templar Assassin now busy building her own Daedalus. She's picked the Crystallis so far, and she has 5.4 in the bank as well. So she's got plenty of cash for buybacks if necessary. See, Templar Assassin's starting to hit really hard. Naga Siren could do with some of the same amount of damage. In fact, Naga Siren, I think she's got an issue right now. She hasn't bought any damage. And this could come back to bite them in the arse in a little while. She's really survivable, but she doesn't really dish it out all that quickly at the moment. Especially not if you compare that damage there to either Lena or Templar Assassin. It's just not as considerable. At the moment, she's kind of reliant on her illusions to dish out a lot of the damage. Go. It looks like Fnatic, they're going to have to defend this bottom tower, though. At the moment, it looks like Templar Assassin's going to stay top and continue pushing that. And again, those illusions, just chopping away that tower gradually. The mana burn there, and the blink out from Hanny just jumps in for a second, teases, and then blinks out, harasses and teases. And the port's back from both teams. They get the top tower, they just trade towers and then back off both of them there. Those illusions, though, still doing their magic. And I think both teams are starting to get very worried. Next team to lose a fight without buybacks is probably going to lose a Rax at this point in time. Naga Siren, I believe that's going to be an Assault Curse. Unlikely to be a Assault Courier. She can't really finish off the parts for it though. Has to keep on sitting on all that money though for the buybacks. And then Darkseer has 2.2 as well. Same for buybacks. 2.6 for Enigma. Oh, well, looks like it was wrong. She's decided to buy something. And it's a Hyperstone indeed. So it looks like, oh, she's got all the parts. She decides to buy them up, and this could be dangerous. Argostar, she's finished up her Assault Couriers, but that said, she's not camping money for a buyback, and Roshan is not up yet. They can't get the Aegis back either. Tynanda also, well, I think that's probably going to be a Hex at this point in time. I don't think they really need the Shivas, or at this late in the game, I think the Shiva's going to make a huge difference. Selena now has finished up a Hex on top of that. Also, doesn't have cash for buyback. She's bought up. Templar Assassin, on the other hand, is being a little bit more frugal, is saving cash for buyback. Especially, she's saved up so much cash. She's got her Daedalus plus 3,000 plus in the bank. In fact, almost 4,000, well, we're going to say she's got 4,000 on the bank. Templar Assassin, 4.3 hundred. GPMs, I'm just going to bring up the net worth fund. There we go. Okay, Templar Assassin currently 21,000 in net worth. 18,000 there for the Nargasar and 17,000 for Lena. But you see that the Dire supports sort of underfarmed. Poor old Benetto. 3,000 net value of 3,000. Even No-Tail's managed to get aside. No-Tail's actually even managed to pick up a blink. They're going all out here. They really want to win this next fight. Just got to ban some spammers in the chat. Okay, and we're back. Did they run Lena mid? No, they did not. She was actually jungling. She was support jungling in the mid. She was just pulling and getting money from there. Helped, ganked a little bit. Found a little bit of farm in the mid game. But the primary farmer in mid was Nyx. Lena was doing the whole trick where you cut down the trees and pull the easy camp and just jungle from there as a support. But Templar Assassin, Daedalus done. 5,000 gold in the bank now. It looks like this next clash should be a really, really big one. God, it looks like, the Nano, though. The Nano, possibly about to get picked off. However, Hanny decides not to gun for him. I'm just looking for gems. I can't find any so far. Yeah, oh, actually, there we go. Darkseer does have one. Hanny does need to be cautious of that. Again, Fnatic just backing off. Both teams so worried about losing this next fight. The next fight the team loses and they don't have those buybacks up, although it looks like it's probably why they've held off. They don't want to fight. They just want to farm for their buybacks, which they have now. But once they decide to push in, this is the next fight that gets lost is probably going to result in multiple racks as likely. I think the next fight is likely to be a GG, barring something amazing. But look at that damage. Templar Assassin critting for close to 900, and that's without her meld, without the negative armor, without the refraction damage. She's got close to a 1,000 damage crit there. And now Roshan should be up in a second. This may be a big clash in a second. MYM getting ready to take Roshan. They are on the Dire side. Lena, though, nowhere to be seen. This could be an issue. That said, we've seen Fnatic deal with the Aegis on the enemy team's hands time and time again. They may just let this one go again and say, you know what, we can defend against this too. Templar Assassin, though, another 6. I swear to God, Rapier, come on, do it. I want to see a Rapier on Trixie. Bollocks to the buyback. Just let's see a Rapier. As now Fly busy defending the mid at the moment. $6,000 gold. Fly now 2.2k. They're still doing the Roshan right now. Looks like they're just going to pop mech there. Actually going to be tanking most of that for Balsam. They're thinking about wrapping around. In fact, I don't think Fnatic probably... It looks like Fnatic aren't aware about it happening at all. They don't have any vision. Of course, counter wards from Darkseer have been somewhat annoying. Darkseer has actually picked up his own Mystic Staff. I see 3.4k there on Enigma. Fnatic, though, stacking up. They are still split up. If they end up engaging, it could be a 4v5, and that would be rather messy for Fnatic, especially since they're up against an Aegis. as well as a cheese. In fact, who is carrying the cheese? Naga. Obviously, Naga actually carrying both. 3.8k in the bank for her. You really want her to stay alive in these fights. That's it. I just don't know if she does enough damage to them. They may just completely ignore Naga and kill everybody else and then come back to Naga last, because she just doesn't do that. Like 133 damage. Like, sure, you've got a whole bunch of illusions, but it's just not that much, comparatively speaking. Especially when they've got enough AoE to try and nuke down those illusions. But now the push is on mid. Do we have the defense here from the Radiant team? They need to teleport back in here or they're going to start losing Arax. The port skim, they might be a bit slow. You see those illusions are chewing away there. As you see the Veil of Discord get thrown down. The stuns are thrown just to annoy those illusions, nuke them down, keep them in. There we go, see. The illusions cleaned up by those nukes. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly, spill damage from Sideblades no longer affects the illusions. The net goes in though, they try to pick off Trixie. Trixie though uses Mel to dodge it. The slow has been planted there, they're trying to bait with Balsam. In fact, he kills it immediately thanks to Darkseer spotting up the Sonic Trap. And again, we have this Mexican standoff forming. I think Fnatic, they need to make something happen, otherwise come down the next round of illusions. We're going to see Balsam pop them again and send them back in again. And there we go, he's going to pop some more illusions. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him pop an Iron Shell, possibly pop his Manta Style as well and send them in. There we go, he's just going to send them in now. They're immediately going to nuke them back though. They drag Trixie back in. They're going to try and pick him off. Doesn't quite happen though. And again, they're still holding off. Neither team wants to make a move, and MYM still back out. They're waiting for the creep wave though. I think at this point in time, both teams need to start investing in travels. They're going to need some ability here to break this deadlock. See that? Nope, that's not a stun. That's the mana burn being shot out there at the Dirge. That's not really going to help though. As we see, Valajitsko gets thrown down. Can they try and pick up Naga? The stun goes out. The Impale. Can they get a chain stun there? Tombstone gets dropped. There's the Ravage. Have we got a second one coming up? There's the second Ravage, catching all of them. Naga is silenced. They're going to try and shut her down. She gets free though. She's going to pop Song of the Siren. No, throws the net. Decides not to sing. They've lost 3 heroes here for the dice. And we've already lost Dirge. We've lost 4 now. Naga's down. A buyback there from Keeper of the Light. No more buybacks on the dice side at the moment. Naga's going to pop back up, but she's outnumbered 5-1. This is not a fair fight. She pops her ultimate, and she doesn't actually have a scroll, so she's just going to try and run away. I don't think this is good for her, because here comes a slow. There's a slow to stop her from fleeing, and the Bleeds, the mobility on the dice, on the Radiant side, is just too much for her to escape. It was, in fact, that actually was, in fact, I think, it was, in fact, Yoshida's guard on Titan. Looks like he actually, yeah, he did actually need the mana in the end for that double Ravage. But now the buybacks from the dice side. Naga has a buyback if necessary, I believe. Yes, she does. It looks like Enigma did not even get to Black Hole in that fight. Chips are down though, and unfortunately this is an issue. They do not have a buyback from Darkseer. Does Dirge have a buyback? No, he's not. This is 3. Oh, Lena though hasn't actually healed up. Bit of a risky choice. I figured she would have gone back to heal or something. Bit of a risky choice, but they're actually just going to let Trixie to try and finish this. So close. They get the net down on Trixie. Trixie just melting in front of those Naga Siren illusions. There goes the Illumina. Doesn't quite finish enough. She just had a little bit more damage. Balsam now getting hit there by the mana burn. Then blinking away. Hanny just teasing so many times. Templar Assassin though. Looks like she's picking up her own Manta Style. In fact, it's done. It's still wow. Manta Style finished, and you're sitting on 5.4 thousand gold. And there we go. I think it's probably time for Templar Assassin to invest in travels and ditch those phase boots. They really need that mobility. Also, I kind of want to see a rapier somewhere on somebody, just because this is going so late. We've got so much money rolling around on heroes, but probably won't happen. Do we still have buybacks? Okay, so the Radiant side, they've got buybacks, so they're looking pretty good on that, although they need to get out here and defend, otherwise these illusions are about to take their racks. This could be a slight issue. They need to get the stuns down. The disabled need to come in here. The illusions are doing a lot of damage. They're going to try and tear Hanny apart. Hanny though backing off in time, and looks like this mid-racks will fall, although the glimpse is going to send her back inside the jail box. There, the Hex there on Balsam as well, trapped inside the kinetic field. Can they get another stun there? Black Hole gets thrown in. It catches Trixie, but nobody else, as it looks like Dirge is now trying to take up Trixie. Trixie's going to have to buy back. The mid-racks falls. They finally get it. MYM chop it down in the end. The illusions in the end finally deal with that rack, but they're going to try and take up Balsam. Balsam gets cleaned up. And now the counter-attack from the Radiant side might be swift and severe. Here comes a Blink the Ravage from Error. They're going to clean up Dirt to clean up all 5 heroes, and now they don't have buybacks.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Yes, the buybacks are on cooldown. Looks like that bait worked, and it looks like all 5 heroes are up for the Radiant side. It did not matter that they lost Tricks. It did not matter that they lost that racks. They're just going to charge in, take the top racks, and then probably try and throne it. They might even try and sweep the mid, but I think throning it or pushing both at the same time would work. You see that tower is just one hit away from death. And there we go, the travels that I was talking about. We've got Disruptor up in the top lane, pushing that right now. And there we go, Trixie now chewing away this mid-racks. Titan is here to help as well. Still 20 seconds on the nearest Radiant hero, but it's going to be 40 seconds before enough, on Die Hero, it'll be 40 seconds before enough Die Heroes are up to even defend this. And look, they know they don't need to get the racks. They know they want to throne this. 30 seconds now. I don't think they have enough time. They do not. MYM, they know they're screwed. GG is called. And boy, did that take enough time. My god, but that was game number 1. Fnatic versus Meet Your Makers in the Premier League Season 3. My name's been Triumph. You can follow me on Twitter. I am TriumphMan on Twitter. Follow me there. But otherwise, stay tuned. We'll have a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back with game number 2. Can Fnatic make it a 2-0 sweep, or will MYM fight back to draw it out to a 3-game series?